May I request to Sri D.O. Tavade sir to grade by bouquet to chairman and co-chairman, sir. May I request to all presentators, please come on stage. Dr. Bhavesh Jain, TRL, Dr. N.N. Dekte, Sri Dipan Bose, World Bank, Washington, Ms. Masaru Mia, JICA Long-Term Expert, Sri Akhilesh Srivastav. Now I request to Chairman of Session A.K. Srivastava sir for opening remarks.
Thank you very much. And it is my pleasure to announce that this is a very interesting session because this is a presentation by international organization and multilateral agencies. Therefore, I hope that it will be very useful for the audience as well as for us to share their views based on their international experience. And since we are already running late, therefore I will not take much more time and I should come to the topic straight away. That there are five speakers. I think five speakers are here. Okay, he is coming. One more is coming. And first speaker is Roads Digital Road Asset Management Solution and Learnings from its implementation for Kerala, PWD, India, and National Highways, United Kingdom by Dr. Bhavesh Jain. Okay, nice. And presentation will be made by Dr. Bhavesh Jain itself. And the second speaker is Mumbai, Goa, N. Espanuel in the wood section, Risk Involved and Mitigations by Dr. N.M. Dekade and Mrs. M.B. Kini Law Firm. Okay. Oh, Former Secretary. Okay, nice to hear from you. And it will be presentation, it will be made by you, right, sir? And third speaker will be from World Bank, and topic is World Bank engagement on road safety. It will be presented by Dr. Shri Dipesh Bose, World Bank. Welcome. Fourth, fourth topic of presentations will be the project for capacity development for maintenance of resilient mountainous highways. I think this is the most challenging topic these days, and all of us are hoping to get much more this feedback and information on this issue. And presentation will be done by some Masaru Miyake JICA. Right, sir? Welcome, representative from JICA. And fifth speaker is already here, Next Generation Road Safety Solutions by Dr. Sri Akhilesh Srivastav, Vice President, Indian Road Federation. Welcome, Mr. Akhilesh Srivastav. Then time slot, it will be 10 minutes each, and they should try to complete within their allocated time limit, and they will be given this indication just 2 minutes before so that they can quickly complete this session. Then with these words, I think, should I invite the first speaker?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then I will invite first speaker, Dr. Bhavesh Jain, TRL.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, IRC, for this opportunity. So, today I'm here to speak about road asset management system and TRL's RAM solution called iRoads, which we have implemented recently in two very different regions, one in Kerala in India, another one for national highways in the United Kingdom. So, coming to the presentation, let me first introduce you to the TRL, what we are and what we do. So TRL is a UK-based organization which has more than 300 engineers, scientists, and researchers working across the globe in more than 145 countries to provide world-leading research in as well as technology and software solutions in the transportation sector and the related areas. So the journey for TRL began in 1930s, and since then we have been part of various important innovations and inventions, right beginning from the zebra crossing, seatbelt experiments, ANCAP rating, or the road safety solutions for the European Union. So what is road asset management system? Road asset management system basically comprises of three components, as the name says. The first one is road assets, which includes pavements, bridges, drainages, culverts, signages, you name it, whatever it's there between the right of way, now it is becoming a part of RAMs. And even it is going beyond more now, there is a requirement to have the data related to adjacent lands as well as their use type. The second component is management, which is like to acquire the data related to these road assets, monitor their current performance, and then suggest maintenance strategies within the constrained budgets and prioritize those solutions. And third component is the system, that is a software platform which could integrate the analytics, the management of these road assets and the data of these road assets on a cloud-based network platform, be it a desktop-based or a mobile-based, as well as a portal or a composition for the public to look at. So this is a basic GIS-based interface, a snippet from the iRoads. Yeah. So what does RAMS do? RAMS basically answers these few questions first for road agencies to begin with, and then it gets evolved, and then it gives solutions to other hot topics as well. The first one is what and where are my assets and where are they located? Basically, this is the first answers that RAMs answer, like the digital asset inventory to have with any road agencies to know where are my assets, what are those, and what are in their condition, and so that I could provide solutions, maintenance for them. The second one is how can I monitor them? What are their current performance? Are they in good shape or bad shape? Do they need some kind of maintenance or not? So the current performance they want to know. And then to understand the best possible treatment options for those road assets so that they can remain in better condition. And then how can I optimize this solution so that it does not put a hole in my pocket, in the road agency's pocket. So we have to improve the condition, but as well as keeping it within the budgets. And then the last part, which we generally is missing out in these days RAMs, but is picking up, is how can I address the complaints and the queries of the most important stakeholders in these road assets. These are the road users and the citizens. So this is a basic, this is the TRL's iRoads software, which is a RAM solution. And it obviously, like any other RAM solution, whatever the features are expected out of it, it does have all those features. At the same time, it is highly customizable, which can be found from the two case studies which I'm going to present. That the same iRoads was customized for Kerala state to manage their 33,000 kilometer of road network, which was primarily two-lane bituminous. At the same time, the same was customized for the United Kingdom national highways, which was like 6 to 8 lane of national highways they had. So basic features of iRoads are, it has a GIS-based digital inventory to understand the road assets, where are they, what are their conditions, and to identify the capacity issues, like what is their roughness value, what is their condition in terms of qualitative analysis. And then based on those data and machine learning approach, we can develop operation and maintenance strategies so that we can maintain them, manage them for the coming year or the next 3 years. And iRoads provide a single true solution, source of solution, because the same single platform is able to manage the data and provide solution for different type of road assets. So it provides a single platform. And then it also has provisions to engage with other stakeholders, right from beginning the top, like the ministry level or the departmental level, and then the engineers in the field, as well as the road users. So it has provisions to engage with the all kind of stakeholders. And then for Kerala state, we also incorporated climate resilience module within the iRoads, and now it has become part of this system and has been implemented in other case studies as well. And now the engaging with the road users, again it was implemented for Kerala for the first time, where we provided a public portal as well as a mobile application, so that the road users who are using the road, who are on the road all the time, can share their queries and complaints back to the road agencies. And this is another aspect that we are trying to bring into the iRoads, that is the decarbonization effect. So not only based on the economic analysis, the environmental parameters should also be included within the analysis, so that we can understand the impact of maintenance or not providing maintenance in terms of the carbon emissions as well. So this is iRoads for Kerala. So before coming to the solution that we provided, I want to discuss few points, the bottlenecks that we studied and found out in the Kerala
so
system.
that the road
Kerala
users who are
already
using
had
the road, who are on the road
system
all the time,
which is called
can
GIS-based
share
road
their
information
queries and
system.
complaints back
At the
to
same
the
time, we
road
also had
agencies.
a HTM4 software-based road
This is
maintenance management system.
another
They were both different system, and they were desktop-based. There was no integration in between them to transfer the data. It had to be manual. At the same time, the data was redundant, old, and unorganized, and the data collection methodologies were also slow. The manual surveys were done, and it lacked a designated RAM cell. So the solution that we provided, it was a web-based iRoads for the state road network, and within that 7,000 kilometer of strategic road network was identified to provide annual maintenance plan report to the government. And then there was a development of mechanism for the stakeholder engagement, that as I have told, the mobile application for the road users as well as the field engineers. And then support for institutionalization of RAM cell as well as the training required. So basic features of Kerala iRoads or RAMs was, it is again a single source of solution for all the road assets like markings, bridges, and pavements. And then there is an inbuilt decision tree logic, so that immediate decision could be taken or analysis could be done to understand the maintenance requirements. And then interface for HTM4 software was also integrated into the software, where the input parameter of HTM4 could be exported, and the results could be imported back into the iRoads for visualization. A mobile app was for citizens and the PWD engineers mobile app was developed, and the climate resilience module were incorporated into the iRoads. So this is like a deterioration model within the iRoads to do a quick analysis to understand the maintenance requirements, as well as this is the interface where we can create an input file for HTM4 software. Many of you knew that HTM4 software has requirement of more than 150 or 110 parameters. So that we could create the input file immediately from the iRoads, because we had the data, we had the digital inventory within it. So just following few steps, we could create that input file, so that software analysis could become easier for the agency. So this is the from few screenshot from the mobile engineers app for the field engineers, where they could do quick inspections or surveys related to any maintenance activity conducted by the contractor, or maybe any issues they have gone to check for. They can click the photographs and the videos and submit to the iRoads portal. Yes. And similarly, this is a citizen portal app where they can click a photograph of any pothole or any defect they have faced, and they can register to the iRoads portal. So immediately the road agency have to take actions within 48 hours or 24 hours. So this is the interface for the climate resilience module, where the 2018 Kerala flood data was superimposed over the road network to identify the road sections which were affected due to those floods. Similarly, the predicted models can also be superimposed to understand the road sections or road assets which are at potential risk. Coming back to the national highways, UK, it was totally different from Kerala. They already had a system called HAPAMS, which was 20 years old, but it also had some challenges, like it was not aligned with asset management system strategy, as well as it has a scalability issues, and the technology was outdated. So the PAMS was suggested, which was a configured iRoads to manage 82 billion pound worth of road assets, and it was incorporated with machine learning technology so that the data could be analyzed to derive some meaning out of it. And so these are the features. It was a cloud-native RAM solution. The KPIs were introduced into it in the strategic decision analysis, so that such as road safety and decarbonization. So these are some interface for the KPIs which were incorporated into the decision analysis. And this is the interface for the whole life cycle cost analysis, which is conducted within iRoads for the long-term maintenance solution. It can do analysis up to 60 years of predictions. Yeah. So, and one major component which was introduced was the open developer portal, so that the third party could access the data through APIs, which is allowed by the government, to create some solutions and as well as some more make sense out of those data, as well as a digital open marketplace where third parties could submit their data. For example, Mercedes-Benz or in UK or similar, any automobile industry here can submit the data from their automobiles which they are collecting through cameras or through sensors, so that it could be used for the maintenance of road assets. So these are some insights from these two case studies I want to discuss. I'll quickly discuss this. One is data is the key. We have to be data inclusive, not exclusive. We should allow data to come from different sources, primary, secondary sources, and from different agencies as well. We should not sit over the data. It should be shared with others to make some solutions out of it. And that's what we introduced in the UK for the Open Developers Portal as well as the digital marketplace. Second is sustainable system, that we need to have innovative and economical data collection technologies, because data collection process is quite costly, so that the road agencies can do the data collection or can update the data in real time on their own, and it should not harm the budget. Third one is stakeholder engagement. We should involve the road users, the citizens, again to get the data. So everybody have the smartphone. They can click a photograph of any pothole. So we are getting the real-time pothole data or any other defect data within the system, and it aligns with our goal for the ministry, that is pothole-free highways. And last one is decarbonization and safety, to introduce a multi-criteria analysis within the RAM system. So not only the economic parameters matters, we need to incorporate carbon emissions as well as the accident data, road safety into the decision-making analysis. To summarize, these are some features which a RAM should have, but I want to say we have to be consistent with the data collection process and contemporary technology and software, that the latest technology and software should be used and utilized, as well as the continuous personal training as well as development. Yeah, thank you.
And I think he has given very good presentation, having a very specific categorization of road asset, what is management, what is system, as well as you have covered this decarbonization and carbon emission. Thank you very very much. Now, next speaker, should I request him to take up his presentation, Dr. Dekade, please?
My topic is risk involved in the project, its effect and mitigations. So for that purpose, I studied Mumbai-Goa Road and other 16 projects on the risk. So this is regarding Mumbai-Goa. Total length is 460.600 kilometer. Out of this, 84 kilometer is with NHI, implementing authority, and balance 376 kilometer is with NH, Public Works Department, Maharashtra. These are implementing agency for this project. Initially, NHI allotted this project on BOT concessionaire basis, and then balance length 376 kilometer with PWD divided in 10 packages. Project work is going on. Concessionaire appointed on 2012 and completion date is 2014. But till 2021, work is not completed. Hence, due to frequent defaulter from concessionaire side, termination is obvious. And there are the certain issues of land, of forest, of bird sanctuaries. But main issue is financial crisis being faced by concessionaire. Though NHI help assist a lot, but due to default of concessionaire, this road could not be completed. Hence, NHI decided to divide this package into two and scope of work, flexible payment to height topping and allotted to two agencies. This is the progress. First section 36%, second section 10%, and overall progress is 23%. As far as PWD is concerned, 80% progress is done. These are all glimpses of the construction of the roads. Road is in progress. And delays, cause of delays is land acquisition, permission of forest land, COVID period 2.5 years, then hindrance due to increased urbanization along the national highways, and then obviously slow progress by BOT concessionaire and EPC contractor. Then, what are the issues? What are the causes and what are the effect of risk? Risk plays a very important role in our projects, in our civil engineering projects. So I studied 16 cases more. And there are clubbing of issues. One is exemption in toll charges. Second, shifting of toll station during operation period. Third, financial assistance from financial institution or from government, that is in terms of loan or in terms of viability of funding. Fourth and major is land. Then joint venture. During construction period or during operations period, joint venture breaks. Then public resistance due to various reasons. Then cutting of trees, environmental issues, forest issues. As urbanization going on, so lot of service road is also required, but for that purpose land is not adequate. So additional acquisition of land is also essential. Then getting completion of projects delayed. Traffic conjunctions, especially on toll stations. Then financial closure, delay in financial closure, delay in distribution of viability gap funding, and work started without full land width. Project cost increased due to various reasons, and increase of concession period. So total cash flow is disturbed. So I clubbed this activity as a risk and who is the responsible stakeholders. So this is very important table. Before award of work, from planning stage to letter of acceptance, first phase. Second, from letter of acceptance to work order. And after award of work, during execution and during toll operation. These are the 4 phases. And who is the responsible stakeholder? In first phase, from planning to letter of acceptance, all the risk is pertains to government, public sector only. That is planning, land acquisition, utility shifting, environmental clearance, forest clearance, traffic volume assessment, and overall feasibility is with public sector. Then, from letter of acceptance to work order, some part is with public sector and some part with the private sector, that is a concessionaire. Then, during execution of work, risk distributed towards financial institution also. Then change of scope or variations, public resistance started, change in law, force majeure natural calamity, delay in distribution of VGF, delay in loan disbursal, design, construction and commissioning defaulter, then increase completion period due to various reasons, joint venture failure and non-payment of interest, and same certain risks are also transferred during operation period. So this is a very important slide and allocations to the stakeholders. So risk, effect of risk and mitigations. So there is a risk to particular stakeholder, allocation of risk, then what are the effects and what are the possible mitigations. I would suggest this. Planning stage is very important stage. And planning is not pertains to only technical. It pertains to social, then financial, then economical. So we must consider all that. And then if this is wrong, planning is wrong, then it affects the project. Due to variation, due to additional scope, due to increase in project cost, then social engineering. We are providing of utilities, flyovers, service roads. If we increase road from 2 lane to 4 lane, enhancement of capacity from 2 to 4 lane or more lane, then without acquisition of full land, we started the roads, and then it will affect the progress of the project. So mitigation. Mitigation is careful site selection backed by investigation, systematic provision of road and roadside developments, addressing issue of local population, interacting with concerned competent authority, because for NOCs and permissions, different authorities is essential. So, interacting with them, in time permission and NOCs, then specify desired project outcomes from the government policy, means framework is essential, apply public interest test, and there are other mitigations also. Then land risk is very, very important, and it affects the whole project. And mitigation, for mitigation purpose, again interaction with landowners, community consultation is required, interfacing with concerned department, then ensure required land with position prior to start of work, systematic provision of land related issues. For third risk is utility shifting, similarly land, and then its mitigation, obtain correct layout of underground utilities and overhead services. This is the basic need. Then appointing an independent licensing officers and ensure timely availability of the permissions. Fourth is environmental forest risk. The same mitigation is there, but due to time, hurriedly I am going. These are all the mitigations and effect. So total 19 mitigations I have worked out, and we must work on this. Presentation is with you. later on you can go through this. Then if mitigation is not in time, then what happened? Then risk transfer to claims, risk transfer to disputes, and then overburden on the public sector increases. For this purpose, I studied 22 projects. I am hurriedly going through this. These are the very crucial causes why the project cost is increased, and especially due to interest burden. So this is the main cause. And reasons of claims is feasibility is poor, construction damages, maintenance operation is not proper, change in scope, delayed in decision from the authority, and handling of claims on a poor ground. Then preparation of DPR and financial evaluation, feasibility, construction risk, maintenance and operation risk, change in scope, delayed decision, delayed analysis, and handling the claims dispute not in time. So there are certain suggestions. Risk should be considered in a planning phase, considering socio-economic, techno-financial feasibility. We engineer must think, because our road, only road infrastructure is used by all the persons or the people, not air, not railway, not water transport, only door-to-door services connecting all the infrastructures is given by road infrastructure only. Then major risk, public sector should be followed pre-tendered activity. Financial closure should be in time, VGF distribution in time. When we enhance the capacity from 2 lane to 4 lane or more lane, first constructor, first strengthen the 2 lane with paved shoulder, and then go for the land acquisition. Next stage, go for the, but full development is within the town, within the village. So this is the first stage. Second stage is the land acquisition plus construction of 4 or more lanes. So give proper infrastructure. Wildlife crossing should be decided prior to start of the work. Then social engineering is must. Proper safety precaution is must. Geometrical improvement is must, because while constructing or while strengthening the 2 lane, then we forget the geometry. Because speed is increasing and then accident will happen. So full geometrical improvement should be there. Proper information to the user and risk allocation should be at the planning stage only. Considering growth of traffic, if risk not assessed properly, not allocated to concerned stakeholder, not mitigated in time, then it transferred from planning to construction stage, construction to operation stage, and then government face the claims and blame on engineers. So due to increasing cost of the project. So in previous table, sir, for 5 crore variation, government has to pay 100 crores because of the interest burden, because of the litigations. So this should be avoided if timely risk allocation, mitigations is done. Long-term policy is required, sir. PPP can go wrong if homework by the public sector is not done properly. A correct evaluation of cost and well-defined scope are the foundation stones. Private sector should not also come not only to come the profit, but it should come for nationality goal. 1 minute, sir. And PPPs are impossible without honest and competent service and stable public sector. Toll road project needed institutional capacity, for which private sector should work with principles and honesty. And it must have coherent policy, which to the possible extent shall be free from capriciousness. And for that purpose, first feasibility, I suggested one committee for monthly monitoring for land, forest, utilities, coordination. I suggested second committee to study the claims. I suggested third committee and finalization claims and decide the amount or to challenge before honorable court. I suggest fourth committee. And sir, this is the last slide. Techno, financial, economic, social study is required. Duration between DPR preparation and tender finalization shall be minimized. Quantified damages claims to actual and proper delay analysis. Adequate budget provision should be there. Substitution agreement if concessionaire fails. Toll is for services and it must from the roads, saving in time and vehicular operation cost must be there, and toll is out of saving. This is not an additional burden, so information must be given to the public and rigid framework is essential to avoid deviation in basic proposal. This is the last slide, sir. For to minimize the risk and to minimize the claim at regional level, we must have dispute monitoring panel, and in the panel, legal expert or legal firm, technical legal consultant or public PPP expert and financial expert, all the correspondence must be addressed to this panel, and this panel prepare the letter for the concessionaire or for the BOT operator. And if we solve this problem at field level, automatically risk will be minimized and claims will be minimized. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your nice presentation, and you have widely focused on the issue of risk management, which is very much essential from the beginning of the project planning stage to implementation, and how this planning stage it should be identified, how it should be quantified, and how it should be cost implications should be assessed, and how it is important and effective to reduce, at least not to eliminate, but to reduce the scope of disputes issue or arbitration issue, which is causing a huge loss to the client and especially the government side. Thank you very much for your nice presentation. Now, should I invite third speaker, World Bank engagement on road safety by Sri Bipin Bose, please.
Good afternoon. First, let me thank IRC for giving me this opportunity to come and present. My name is Dipan Bose. I'm a senior transport specialist based in Washington, D.C. And my primary role is to oversee the road safety portfolio in South Asia. So, World Bank and IRC has had a collaborative relationship for several decades. So, today, the topic of my presentation is to give a bit of insight on what the World Bank is doing in the field of road safety and why this collaboration with IRC and other stakeholders is so important. Now, I won't go into describing what the issues are with the road safety in India. I think you have seen enough presentations on that. But the very simple point I want to make is that the magnitude of the problem, for various reasons, various factors affect that, but the magnitude is very closely related to how the motorization growth takes place and also how the road network is expanding. I think time and again we have seen the MRTH reports that the national highways and even now even the state highways, they capture a huge burden of the road traffic fatalities. So as with the beginning of the National Highways program in India in the 80s and 90s, you can see how road traffic fatalities took a serious uptake. So this is the real reason. I mean, World Bank as financiers of road asset, the infrastructure asset, it's very important for us to address road safety, which is a big external or negative externality. Now, the World Bank's engagement is, of course, at the different levels of government. At the national level, of course, we are working more with the ministry at a policy or at a strategic level. Like India has a national safety policy and vision for 2030. How do we support the center in terms of realizing this with identifying good policies, etc. Second, World Bank, along with other stakeholders, were participating in the MVA, the Motor Vehicle Amendment Act, through technical guidance. Like how can that become one of the state-of-the-art, inclusive and holistic act addressing safety. Then the third point is, which is more closely related to IRC, where World Bank has a history of working with IRC to do the fundamental research or to develop draft guidance for the standards and codes. So World Bank has collaborated to develop the road safety audit manual, then a manual for highway safety passing through urban and built-up areas, and even now, there are several codes in preparation where World Bank is supporting through technical assistance. And then, of course, there is regional collaboration and knowledge exchange through workshops, etc. Then I would say the World Bank's main portfolio, although it's working at the central level, but World Bank's main portfolio is at the state level, where at the different states, through our state road improvement programs, we have tried to mainstream road safety as an integral part of it. Some of you may know that any World Bank state's road project will always have some small component of road safety for institutional development or for developing ramps or for developing or doing a survey of the high-risk portions of the network and so forth. So these are some of the areas where we see the roads project as kind of a hook, that through the roads project we get the transport department, we get the traffic police, we got even health. We have some projects where the World Bank Health Project and the World Bank Transport Project have collaborated together on the same stretch of road to make improvements towards road safety. So this is the key, that through these projects we can really show these kind of multi-sectoral interventions that can help reduce traffic fatalities. Then again, this slide is just to show that World Bank projects, at least before the pandemic, we were involved in all the states that accounted for up to 90% of the total fatalities. Then you can see these are some examples. In most cases, we are working on safety corridors. So these are like 100-kilometer or 120-kilometer stretches of corridors where we try to implement not only civil works, but together with civil works, we would give financing for the traffic police to buy better equipment or to support the emergency services to strengthen their capacity. Of course, awareness is, it's part of all of this. Awareness is not a separate thing, it goes along with it. And then also with the transport department, how to help in terms of their particular functions on road safety. So this is, one of the examples that I was talking about when I say corridor project. So our loan is mainly towards the public work department, or like in case of Gujarat with the R&BT. But using that relationship with the works department, we try to then engage the different other departments, through either a working group or through, steering committees, and then, also invite the other stakeholders. So, for example, if there is, local academia which is involved, or I think today we have also, official from NATPAC, where in Kerala they were very closely working with our World Bank project. So trying to bring all the stakeholders together in this kind of, approach. And the fundamental lesson learned is that it really works. You can do civil works, it will definitely give benefit in terms of road safety, but when you try to put in all the different interventions together, we have seen that compared to the baseline, we get almost up to 50% reduction. So this is really like, you're trying to do everything together on the same stretch of road, and you can demonstrate that if that can be done on a 100-kilometer stretch of road, then at a statewide level, you can imagine what the benefits would look like. Then finally, even at our city level engagement and municipal level engagement, we have worked a lot in Mumbai. We have some donors, Bloomberg Philanthropies being one of them, who have invested a lot at city level because Michael Bloomberg is a mayor himself, and he really believes that the cities can be champions because, I mean, there are, cities have some advantages that they are more closely knit, but again, what I see that there is also more problem of coordination because in a city, you have at least 10 to 12 different stakeholders who are involved with the road safety responsibility. Then we have done some work on the crash data system, of course, now, which has now taken over by the IRAD system, technical capacity, and then also with, the city of Chennai, which is ongoing, a lot of work on demonstrating complete street approach or how to really show safety, not in isolation, but how do you take safety and then accessibility and inclusiveness all together as a single package, to make sure that leads to better mobility solutions. So these are some of the examples where, you kind of, pilot good examples of, urban safe infrastructure design. And this is one of the examples from the LBS Marg in Mumbai, showing the designs for, if properly implemented, they can produce up to 50% less deaths and serious injuries. So let me quickly go through maybe some of our, we feel, what we have learned, the World Bank engagement for the last 2 decades with India. The main lessons we learned, again, we need to engage with governments at all levels. I didn't talk about district level, but that's, again, a very important part of road safety. I mean, not only at the state level, but also with the district safety committees. That's very important. Then the exchange. How does the center, because India is a federal system, so how does the federal government, the central government, which has responsibilities at the policy level or the policy setting, and other, standards and implementation guidelines function, how does that work with the states, which has the overall responsibility for implementation? So how does that connection works, including, fund flow between the center and the state? And then the final point is, integrating road safety into the projects from a very early stage. Not just you take a stretch of road and say, oh, some crashes are happening, and then you try to fix it, which is primarily, what we do in black spots. But think about safety right when we are thinking or conceptualizing the project. The Safe Corridor project, it's a good example because there you are putting the money where the risk is the highest. And that's really important, that you need to target the high-risk sections as the first priority, and that helps to build the momentum. Then adequate resources, financial resources, and like I said, communication and support is very critical. The regional collaboration, of course, India is a regional, for not only for South Asia, but also for the entire, for the Asian continent, participating in the Asia Road Safety Observatory and the ministerial collaboration. I think India has a very, large role to play, including examples that we are seeing right now. Finally, let me end with, just saying that this is one of the ongoing work we are doing with IRC. This is the development of a highway safety manual. We have had some initial discussions, and I'm very excited about this work because this is something which is really international, global best standard, and we can really take that leap to give our the practitioners really useful guidelines and manuals to make sure that our infrastructure is the top-notch quality. Again, thank you very much for your time, and sorry for going overboard. I'm happy to interact after the session. Thank you.
Boss, for your nice presentation. And in fact, road safety issue is being collaborated with IRC, that I know because recently there was a meeting also. And I hope that World Bank will mainly focus, this is my suggestion, that they should focus on the road safety issues, especially with reference to Indian scenario, considering all aspects, because international and Indian scenario are completely different in respect of many issues, not only one issue, like weather condition variability and education of diverse, demographic composition of youth is more than the world and all, and tremendous growth in this automobile also. Therefore, I think all are contributing more or less. I can't say that which one is more and which one is less. Therefore, it will be better that World Bank in collaboration with IRC comes with a better solution. It will be very helpful for us. Thank you very much once again. Now, should I invite fourth speaker, Mr. Masao Miyake from JICA, long export, sir. And your topic will be the project for capacity development for maintenance of resilient mountainous highways. And it is very much relevant to Indian scenario, because you know that we are having many states like Himachal, J&K and other states which are being involved in mountainous region and hilly regions. Yes, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Masaru Miyake. I'm a JICA long-term expert and chief advisor of the project. And from now, I'd like to explain the project of capacity development for maintenance of resilient mountainous highways. This is the content of my presentation. First term is introduction of JICA technical cooperation project, and the second term is outline of each activity, and third is the progress of each activities, and finally, the final one is a summary. This slide indicates a brief introduction of JICA project. So this project starts from April 2022 to September 2025, about 3.5 years. And the activities include 4 outputs. Output 1 is identifying potentially hazardous areas on mountainous highway. And output 2 is slope inspection of mountainous highway. 3 is emergency response to disasters and accidents. And output 4 is operation and maintenance of tunnel in mountainous highway. And this project also includes training in Japan annually. That is, 10 officers, government officers at the time participate the training in Japan for about 2 weeks to visit the site and to attend lectures from Japanese senior experts. Thank you. Thank you.
Now it's okay?
Okay. Thank you. And this one is this slide indicates the organization chart of this project. So Indian side and Japan side both participate in the project. And from Indian side is from senior officers of MORTH and NHAI and NHIDCL are participating. And Japan side also, JICA India office operating the project, and the Embassy of Japan in India participate as an observer. And JICA long-term expert is me, and also JICA short-term experts. We Japanese senior engineer of landslide and tunnel engineers, and also expressway operation engineer is supporting this project. Okay. And this is work plan of the project. So this project is from 2022 to 2025, 3.5 years. And first training in Japan is already was completed in this May. And next year we have 2 other training in Japan. And from output 1 to output 4, we are drafting the handbooks, and after that we are conducting training and seminars. And until the end of the project period, we will finalize each handbooks. And from now, I'd like to explain each activities. So output 1 is identifying potentially hazardous area of slopes of mountainous highways. And main activities to draft handbook for identification of potentially hazardous area of highway slopes. And to conduct training on identification of hazardous area through creating and interpreting counter maps and verifying it by on-site confirmation. This one, the downside is a counter map, and from this counter map we identify the risky area for landslide, written in red area. And the second activity is slope inspection of mountainous highway. So this activity also will draft handbook for slope inspection in mountainous highway, and to conduct training on the preparation and operation of general information sheet, GIS, and slope stability assessment chart, the slope inspection record. These are all record for landslide. This one is an example of GIS, General Information Sheet. So, like practicing these, producing the form of disaster inspection record, we can accumulate the inspection data. And output 3 is emergency response to disasters and accidents. So this activity also same to drafting traffic control manual for emergency events, and we will conduct a drill in road closure and traffic control by using manual. This is an operation flow, but I'm sorry, I don't have time, so let me skip. And output 4 is a fundamental framework of O&M of tunnels. We will develop the concept of asset management system for mountainous highway tunnel, and to draft handbook of O&M of mountainous highway tunnel, and to conduct practical training on O&M of mountainous highway tunnel, such as tunnel inspection and diagnosis and drills. This is an example of activities. So, Japan training, we visited, we investigated tunnel inspection machineries, and also other failure of the tunnel structures, like heaving and also compressive bending failure. And about progress of the output from 1 to 4, we are finalizing drafting the handbook for each activities, and also we are now holding a seminar for each activities. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't have time, so please let me skip this one. And okay. This one, this slide indicates training in Japan. So, this training in Japan, 10 senior officers from MRTH, NHI, NHIDC, and PWD visited Japan for 2 weeks in May. And we visited landslide site and slope protection work site. Also, long tunnels. Kangetsu tunnel is a mountainous expressway tunnel, and length is almost 11 kilometers. and Yamate Tunnel is a Tokyo Metropolitan Expressway tunnel. Length is 18.2 kilometers. So we visited these sites, and also we receive lectures from Japanese researchers. Left side photo is land slide countermeasure site very near the Mount Fuji. You can see the center of the photo. And this also, we visited landslide site. Left upper side photo is a deep drainage pile by steel plate. And left downside photo is control room of Kanetsu tunnel. Okay. Okay. So and summary. This slide indicates a summary of the presentation. So technical cooperation project for resilient ammonia mountainous highway has been jointly operated between India and Japan for about 3.5 years. And site survey and seminars, both physical and web-based, have been conducted from April 2022. And handbooks for operation maintenance are now under preparation and negotiation in cooperation with counterparts. And thank you very much for the great effort and contribution by Indian government counterparts. And guidelines for planning and slope protection and embankment, mountainous bridge, tunnel, and O&M and hill area are now available to purchase at IRC homepage. And it will be very much appreciated for us that contribute to constructing Indian highways safely and safely and more economical. Yeah, that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Masaru Miyake, and also for timely completion of your presentation. And for resilient structure in Himalayan regions, especially our Himalayan regions are different from all other hilly regions of this world, you know, that therefore here it is a special attention is required. And most important that our geotechnical aspect is very, very important before taking up any activities in hilly regions. Because our Himalayan regions are any activities in hilly regions, and which is indicating to us time to time, which is indicating to us more careful before undertaking any specialized activity or more careful before undertaking any specialized activity or proper pace between geotechnical investigation, keep the pace, proper pace mode of investigation, as well as your advanced mode of your nice presentation. Now should I invite the fifth speaker. Now should Mr. Akhilesh Srivastava speaker for his presentation on next generation road safety solutions. For his presentation on next generation road safety solutions.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, ARC, for giving us the opportunity. Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, ARC, for giving us the opportunity to. And thank you for giving me the last opportunity, because after such a delicious lunch, the last opportunity, because after such a delicious lunch, it's obvious. And that time is as per, because I do a lot of research in the and that time is as per, because I do a lot of research in the so it's around sleep 30 minutes to 60 minutes is the time. So my time has passed. 30 minutes to 60 minutes is the time. So my time has passed. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. A little word about the IRF. IRF is an international organization in 1947. IRF is a India chapter started in founded in 2009. And India chapter started in 2009, but doing a lot of work in the initially field of road safety. In fact, doing a lot of work for the road safety only. And I feel in fact dedicated for the road safety only. And I feel also road safety ambassador from the World Economic Forum today here. Ladies and what I'm going to talk today is slightly different. Ladies and what I'm going to talk today is slightly different. We are doing a lot of things. Plenty of things are being done. But we are doing a lot of things. Plenty of things are being done. But this year figure says road accidents are not gone up to 1,68,000. This year figure says that it has gone up to 1,68,000. A jump of almost happening every year. So we keep on saying the zero fatality corridor, happening every year. So we keep on saying the zero fatality corridor, black spot removal. There may be some reasons. So but why it's not working? Our diagnosis is wrong, or our treatment. Probably somebody is suffering from our diagnosis is wrong, or our treatment. Somebody is suffering from fever. That may be the reason. We are giving a treatment or what are our strengths which we can utilize to make it? And that's what are our strengths which we can very briefly to make it. And that's what road safety. These are the figures well known to everybody. I'm not going to repeat it. These are the figures well known to everybody. I'm not going to repeat it. I will be focusing on the diagnosis. This diagnosis is not mine. I will be focusing on the diagnosis. This diagnosis is not mine. It is written on the Ministry of Road or unfortunately, people, it's writing on the wall. Or unfortunately, people, 82% of the writing on the wall takes place because of 82% of the accidents includes overspeeding, roughly 72%, wrong lane driving, includes overspeeding, roughly 72%, not wrong lane following the traffic rule, drunk and drive, not following the traffic rule. So instead of addressing those things, 82% more focus is given. So instead of addressing those things, more focus is given put airbags, seat belt and all those things, and the vehicle put airbags. Our opinion takes seat belt and all those things, and the black spot removal. Firstly, our opinion takes you make seat and the black spot removal. Firstly, you make 100% safe road. Absolute engineering marvel. You make 100% safe road. Driving at reckless speed of 200 marvel. But if a person is driving at reckless speed of 200 is bound to make accident. It's a live missile. Kilometer is bound to make accident. That is happening. It's a live missile. Did a lot of studies and that is happening. The people on the did a lot of studies and tests above the people 200 kilometers expressways. It's like found driving above. So you make an engineering marvel, but still they are going to collide. Sports car killing themselves. So you make an engineering marvel, but still they are going to collide. Passengers killing themselves. Road is or hurting themselves or the fellow passengers because road is not going to work. So what space where everybody is moving? Let's so that's not more on the human errors. How if this can be reduced? Let's focus more on the human errors. How if this can be reduced using the technology? If we can the driver do a lot of probably using the technology. This is what we can just explain. It's a so already this is what writing on the wall. Explain that this is what we need to tackle. And this writing on the wall. We are going wrong in this is what we need to tackle. And this is where we are going wrong in our opinion. What we do, we my solutions are based on follow the what we do, we as the road safety norms because without just road safety norms because that without we need to Indianize the solutions. Chairman was just mentioning that Western countries need to Indianize the homogeneous. Mostly on the highways you don't find Western motorcycle. It's a homogeneous. Mostly on the highways you don't find in India it's a mixed traffic or a two-wheeler or a cycle driver. There. In India, it's a their right to travel. Their right to commute from a place A to place B. How can we stop them? No. Their right to commute from a place A to place B. How can we most of the accident takes place of them because 60% fatalities are of these. Most of the accident takes place of them because 60% fatalities are of these people. And how to improve road safety in India? Considering this as a background context. How to improve road safety in India? Considering this as a background context. It is a human-centric solution, not primarily the vehicle-centric, where it is a human-centric, or the not primarily the vehicle-centric, where we say consider that the space is being utilized by different people. Consider that every stakeholder is being utilized by or a two-wheeler. Vehicle safety features be a pedestrian should be within the vehicle, and it should be outside the vehicle. Should be within the vehicle and it should be outside the vehicle. Say by this that technology V2X, what automated vehicles to say by this technology V2X. More we go, automated the system automated or connected. The more we go, accident reduce and automated or connected. Very recently with Intel, accident reduce and that it is very much doable and accidents can be shows that it is very much doable and reduced. Accidents can be one of the safest mode of transport reduced. If you consider consider the one of the safest mode of transport, roadways and everything. Consider the aircraft. The safest mode is aircraft, roadways and everything. Because it's a fully automated. The safest mode is aircraft. Because it's a fully automated. There is a proper SOP how to take a there is a proper SOP how to drive, what are the rest parameters you have to charge of aircraft, 8-hour rest, what are the rest parameters you have to take these things, 6-hour, 8-hour rest. So those things has to be included into these things and improve the enforcement system. Just that's not going to work not there because we have to consider the Indian scenario. That's not going to work. The global standard of police we have to consider the Indian scenario. Around 550 the global standard of police is as the global standard per 1 lakh police population. In India, it is only globally standard per 1 lakh of we are densely populated country. In India, it is only 140. Priority that too we are densely populated. Asking them to devote more full-time on road safety things to do. Asking them to devote full time on road safety. But we also have financial challenges. Most of the need to automate it. But we also have financial challenges. Most of the municipalities the financial crunch. Authority they cannot put except NHAI ITS system or ATMS system. They cannot put on its own. We require some PPP model. That's ATMS system on its own. We require some PPP model. That's what solutions. Another thing why I say the next generation should involve technology. Another thing why I say the next generation should involve technology. We are very good in adoption of technology. As evident from the UPI success, fast adoption of technology. As evident from the UPI success, world leaders. Everybody looks at India with pride when we these are the world leaders. Everybody looks at India. So why not use our strength of technology? Use technology. So why not use our give alert to every driver, assist the driver in road safety, so that give alert to every driver, assist he or the driver, so that proper alert just he or she or the driver gets and we did a proper alert just before the accident. Which says that if a driver is alerted just 2 seconds before the accident, if a driver is alerted 80% of fatalities can be reduced. Before the accident, 80% of fatality won't be there. So these and this is possible. But IoT casualty won't be there. So these AI can possible. Help you to detect the road conditions and warn you. Help you to detect the it can road conditions and warn you using the AI. Pothole is coming up. It can be and why we require a number of accidents to declare. And why we require a number of accidents when declare a lot of people have already sacrificed their life. There are solutions which have been developed by many technology providers. There are solutions which have been developed by many technology providers. 2-3 rounds of vehicle. The system itself, AI-driven system tells 2-3 rounds of vehicle place. The system itself, AI-driven system tells. So without killing anybody, you know there is a place where you require intervention. So without killing anybody, you know to motivate the driver instead of going only with the punishing the to motivate the driver. We can think of going only with like punishing the wrong drivers and the drivers who are driving with a normal like safe driving is following all the rules. And the drivers who are given some safe normal speed and these driving score they can be given some these driving score can be used and these driving score incentivizing these driving score can be used in the insurance incentivizing the driver, giving them reward in the insurance. Some monetary and we did pilot premium, amazing success, 98% some monetary and we did pilot and this can be linked with their 98% driving license. So these can be some of the solution mandatory driving license. So these are the some of the solution mandatory lastly there is a need the collision and lastly ATMS as I said there is a need can be done in to the PPP model. As I said, which is can be done in the morning. The PPP model was mentioning that we need more PPP. In the morning, Honorable Minister was mentioning that we need more PPP. Implementing the ITMS one innovation is here. School Zone is another program which at IRF we are doing. School Zone is another program which at IRF we are doing culture. Linked with this. Rash driving, we need driving recklessly, improve the culture. These things are rash driving, driving recklessly. Our generation these things are happening a lot. So this is our generation is okay. We had already told us any thing cannot be by telling we did a research in IIT Delhi. Any with Professor by telling we did a research in IIT Delhi. that research paper says educating a driver, that research paper says 2.3%, educating a driver. So every we all know how to drive, but still we are driving at the speed of 150 we all know how to drive, but so that's not driving at the speed of 150 we require to change the culture, and that cultural change can come from a school zone program. We require to change the culture, and that IRF is doing very, very aggressively. We have identified that IRF is doing very, very aggressively. We have created identified that we will be doing the school zone, and we have created a portal at IRF. The school zone, the road, and which our is in team goes to the school. We carry out the school zone, the road which is in front of the school. With respect to IRC, we carry out an audit. What are the vulnerabilities? Find out these are reported on the portal of IRF. What are the vulnerabilities? With a color coding. These are reported on the portal of IRF with a color coding. Norms which are as per the IRC, scoring above 80%. Norms which are as per the IRC, green color. Scoring above 80%. Everybody is it gets parents of the children are not because we convert for everybody to understand we convert into a easy scores. So if it is above 80% green, we convert into a easy score. But it is between 60 to 80, then there is a orange green, that school is some compromise. But it is between 60 to 60, then there is a orange again, it's some severe condition. 40 to 60, we declare it as again unsafe. So these are the things, and below 40 we declare it as it is classified like this. So these are the things we are forcing these are authorities, the MLA classified like this. We are forcing the school administration, MLAs, get these rectified. Civil administration, school administration to 10 school we already identified, and the work is going on. 10 school we already identified, government. The work is going on with the help of CSR and with the government. Change the scenario in a different way. That's a game changer. Portal and going to change the scenario in a different way. Some of things we are doing. So school zone portal, and this is another thing which will bring a good culture. The children when they come out of their school, they will bring a good culture. The children, when they come out of their school, they will firstly save. My time is also up. So the school zone will have two things. One, the school, children will be safe. The school zone will have two things. Children, when they come out of school, children they will daily see. Second, good children, when they come out of school, they will daily see. That will inculcate. They will fix the mindset will be different. Road safety will come. That will, when they become a citizen, the mindset will be different. The culture will come. Certainly, when they become a better driver, they acquire the driving license. Certainly, they will be better driver than us. Thank you.
And giving the concept of next generation, I think next generation, next generation, I think next generation road safety solutions. And also giving the road safety solutions. This will lead how and also giving the bottom up, this will lead how to move, which should be the more effective. Bottom up, that is a very top down, which should be the more effective. And secondly, challenging what I understand that secondly topic road safety aspect. What I understand that ongoing topic road safety aspect it is never because it is dynamically related to all other activities. It is never because it is dynamically related to all other activities also. Automobile development, like road infrastructure and all that road safety aspect. Road features and education and all that. Also, many organizations are active in this direction. And also, many organizations are active in this direction. IRF what I understand that there is a need that we should also disseminate our workshop and get together. That we should also disseminate our workshop and get together. And like gatherings, most of the functions and this workshop and all these things are going on. Most of the functions and this workshop and all these things are going on. But like what I think that there is a need that we should disseminate to other places. But what I think that there is a need that we should disseminate to other places. It will be more effective if we disseminate the information. Thank you once again for your nice presentation. And I think due to shortage of time, nice presentation. I would like to, due to shortage of time, I would like to, with the permission of co-chair, I should leave open to the suggestions, floor for and feedbacks, whatever may be, doubts, and then I will hand over to and feedbacks, whatever may be, and then I will hand over to my co-chair to sum up the proceeding. Is it okay, sir? Yes. Mike, you can provide. Thank you.
My question
Mike, you can provide to them.
My name is Vivek Singh. I am a trained CRRI trained road safety expert. I am a trained CRRI trained road safety expert.
and practicing it from last 4 years. From my experience, I totally agree with what Mr. Akhilesh has said. From my experience, I totally agree with what Mr. Akhilesh has said. And we have been where to focus, especially where to focus also. And we have been so my point is, sir, that you have talked about data collection analysis. My point is, sir, that you have providing solution talked about data collection analysis, providing solution and then enforcement. Insistence is that why not enforcement done by a dedicated police, as you why not is enforcement and why not to have dedicated police, as you told something about police also, and why not to have a road safety which does all these, I mean, all these four functions, which does all these, having traffic all these four functions, road safety experts, having solution providers and traffic engineers of their own, safety experts, dedicated road providers and police. What do you think of their own?
Yeah, thank you for the question.
Police.
Let me clarify two things. Yeah, thank you. There cannot be a central police. Let me clarify two things. Firstly, police is there cannot be a central police because in the states, police is a state separate department, separate wing. So in the states, created. For example, a separate department, separate wing police is being created. For example, I advise the UP police on road safety.
What about through CPO?
CPO cannot be because we tried this number of that highway patrolling police should be there. CPO cannot be because we tried this number of that highway patrolling police should be there. The railway police, but then again it becomes like GRP. The vicinity, railway police you see it's again highway will be even more on the vicinity in that state the people come. Highway will be even more difficult. It can go to different railways. At least there is a fixed derouted or it can go to different railways. At least there is a fixed. There is less movement chances of it's moving on that. That's, but the states are coming up. Like the example, I advise the UP government on the road safety. But the states are coming up. They have created now another vertical. There is a ADG road traffic. They have created now another vertical. There is a ADG road traffic. A very good officer. Road safety. Having done a doctorate in very good ITS systems. I mean, he is having done a doctorate in ITS systems. At every Thana level now he has created a vertical. And he has at every Thana level now he has created a vertical. Thana there is a traffic inspector, independent different officer. Thana so that's already happening. Traffic independent different officer. So that's already happening.
Now,
Yes.
any other suggestion? Now,
Yeah.
any other
Good evening,
suggestion?
myself, Dr. Ashish Tamania. I'm associate professor at SVNIT Surat. Myself, Dr. So I'm working in the area of associate professor at SVNIT Surat. So I'm
To
working
whom your question is focused? To whom your
Yeah,
question? To
my
whom your question is focused? To whom your
Yeah,
okay?
my-
All
my
the three.
focus to
Open house. Okay. Okay. All the three.
yeah, because
Open house.
we are
Okay.
engineers, so we are more looking towards the geometric part. Like we are engineers, so we are more looking towards the geometric part. Like the design. You said that, and you said about something about the driver's behavior approach the design. And you said about safest something about air driver's behavior. Intervention of pilot is very less. Safest so how we can incorporate the driver behavior pilot is very less. While we are designing, because you see the driver behavior in the recent time while we are designing, because you see in the recent time we have seen witness to what motivates them, because both of them are moving in very sophisticated cars. What motivates them? Meeting both of them are moving in a very sophisticated cars. Meeting with looking to the vehicle technology side, why not we if you are vehicle technology, if looking to the vehicle technology side, why not we have vehicle technology like would be automatically should they are running on the urban roads maximum because operational efficiency we are determining based on the what is speed limit. If you are moving on the operational efficiency we are determining based on the if it is what is speed limit. If you are automatically high would be 120. If it is so it should be automatically it would be but 120 is how we can incorporate the driver behavior in picture while we are designing. How we can incorporate
Okay,
the
so-
driver
Permission of
behavior
chair,
in
may I
picture while we are
and then,
designing.
I was just
Okay,
with
so-
permission of
Okay, quickly. If you
Yes, sir,
can-
very quickly. It's a very, very good question.
Okay, quickly. If you
Yes, sir,
can-
very quickly. There was a concept it's a very, very good question, which was when the accident were being reduced in the Western countries. Which was they called it were being reduced in the Western countries. They called it the forgiving roads. Were improved, the road safety measures and the forgiving roads were made safer and all. Were improved, the road safety measures were done. But in India, it's not working that effective, and that's what I'm trying to say. But in India, it's not working that effective. There is no need to go back to the 70s when we have advanced technology. There is no need to go back to the 70s where IoT is there. Advanced technologies can immediately alert the driver. Where IoT is there, these technologies can immediately alert the driver. Earlier, there was no such technology, so road should be the for
alert the
giving
driver
it
before he makes the
for
mistake.
driver's
So that's
mistake.
what. But now you
roads
can
and
alert the
examination
driver before he
solution.
makes the
Second
mistake.
thing you said
So
about
that's
the
what
roads and
Sri
examination
Sapant
solution.
and all these.
Second thing you said
The
about
underlying
the
factor is they're all
Sri
driving the
Sapant and all
vehicle
these.
at very very high
The
speed.
underlying factor is
Rishabh
they're
Pant,
all
I mean,
driving the
unofficially
vehicle
I
at
can
very
say
very
you
high
the
speed.
data is different,
Rishabh
but
Pant,
his vehicle was
unofficially I
just
can
crossed
say you
earlier.
the data is different, but
His vehicle was
at the speed
just
of
crossed
180
earlier
kilometer, 165 kilometer.
section.
Same
At the
happened with
speed of
the
180
Cyrus
kilometer,
Mistry case.
165
That vehicle was
kilometer.
very fast. Same happened with
That
the
is the drive.
Cyrus
I mean,
Mistry
the
case.
behavior
The
change.
vehicle was
I
very
mean,
fast.
when we go to
That
a
is the
foreign
drive.
country,
I
we
mean,
do not
the
drive
behavior
drive
change.
at that
I
fast.
mean,
The
when
moment
we go to a
here
foreign
comes the
country, we
culture.
do not drive
Till the time
at
culture
that fast.
develops, you
The moment
improve by
here comes the culture.
technology.
Till the
and
time
once
culture
the school
develops, you
children,
improve
the
by
culture comes.
technology, and once the school children,
Why not
the culture comes.
more on the vehicle technology side? What I'm saying is, vehicle manufacturers should make the vehicle in such a way that if you are using on manufacturers should make the vehicle in such a way that if you are using on urban
Well, I think his point is regarding a speed issue, but our road is designed for certain speed. Right. Regarding a speed issue,
moment you will
our
exceed
road
that
is designed
speed,
for certain speed.
then definitely
the moment you will
bound
exceed
to
that
happen
speed
in any way, right?
then definitely
Therefore,
accident
this
is bound to
question
happen
should be,
in any way, right?
therefore,
Should be addressed in
this
such a way
question
that
should be,
there should be proper education,
should be
enforcement.
addressed
in such a way that there
as
should
long
be
as
proper education,
this
enforcement and
that
education is
as
not
long
there.
as
Why it is
this
not happening in foreign?
because
And
they
education
obey
is not
strictly.
there. Why it
And
is not
enforcement
happening
is
in
very
foreign?
strict.
Because they
Therefore,
obey
if your
strictly.
expressway is designed
And
for
enforcement is
120,
very strict.
there is no need to
Therefore, if
exceed
your
120.
expressway is designed for 120,
Why-
there is no
why
need
they
to
are
exceed
exceeding?
120. Therefore, now the
Why-
question goes
why-
to
why
this,
they are exceeding?
automobile generation
Therefore,
also.
now the
you
question
can't
goes to
this,
impose upon them
automobile
that as soon
generation
as
also.
this
Therefore,
speed goes, then
you can't
it should not
impose
come
upon
across
them that as
limit.
soon as this speed
Therefore,
goes,
now
then
this
it
is
should
a
not come across
time
that
requirement to
Therefore, now
attack
this
on
is
all
a
fronts, education
time
as
requirement
well as
to
enforcement,
attack
as well
on
as
all fronts,
other issues
education
also.
as well as enforcement as well as other issues also. Right.
And I would like to add one thing that
And
you know.
I would like to
in foreign
add
countries
one
like
thing
USA
that you
and
know
other countries,
that
in
your
foreign countries like
this,
USA and other countries, this
your
license fee,
this
annual,
this registration fee
license
is
fee,
dynamically
this annual,
attached and
registration
related
fee
to your this
is
behavior.
dynamically
That
attached and
if you are
related to your
normal,
this behavior.
the normal registration
That
fee will be
if-
there.
if you are
most
normal,
disciplined, they have
the
reduced.
normal registration fee
Therefore,
will be
there is
there.
an
If you are
incentive
most
there
disciplined,
that-
they have reduced.
That type of thing is
Therefore, there is an
to be brought
incentive
here
there
also,
that
but
it
that
may
type of
take
thing is
some time
to be brought
Perhaps,
here
it
also,
is
but
not
it
easy
may
to
take
go in one
some
way,
time.
in a
Perhaps,
one
it is not
step
easy
and
to
twist
go
or
in one
something like
way,
that.
in a one
Now should I
step and twist or
request
something like
Mr.
that.
Bose?
Now should I
Quickly,
yes, request
The
Mr.
concept
Bose?
is actually coming in public transport.
quickly,
The
yes.
concept of speed
The
governance.
concept is
So with
actually
private,
coming in
there is
public
one
transport.
aspect
The
is why we
concept
are
of
not
speed
doing it. It
governance.
has to do with
So
also
with
the
private,
legal
there is
implications.
one aspect is
Because
why
no
we are
country in
not
the
doing
world
it. It has to
can
do with
enforce
also
this
the
on
legal
private
implications.
vehicles.
But
Because
in the
no
public
country in the
buses
world
and all, there
can
are
enforce
the
this on
speed
private
governed,
vehicles.
exactly what you're
But
saying.
in the
This
public
is
buses
coming
and
up
all,
more
there
and
are the speed governed, exactly what you're saying. This is coming up more and more.
Can I? Hello. Yeah. So, this is the regulation regarding the driving licenses. I'm myself a road safety auditor from driving licenses. Certified from by IIT. I'm myself a road safety auditor from certified from by IIT. From 3 countries, and only in India I had driving licenses. There was 3 countries, kind of only in India. There were written tests and everything. Now there was some India can give Aadhaar to crores. There were written tests and everything. The driving license can also be given Aadhaar to crores. So when the next renewal comes, the driving license can also be governed centrally. And apply a different kind of next renewal comes, 18 years to 35 years. And now they see a different image. The 18 years to 35 years relate to a different kind of image. So that is the education which is there. Relate to a different kind of image. So that is the education which is there. In terms of the road engineering and the vehicle engineering. But essentially, as you pointed out in your vehicle human errors. But essentially habits, as you pointed out in your vehicle, it is the human errors. Even in a city like Bangalore, which are still not inculcated. Even in a city like Bangalore, for the license renewal, in the next 5 years, so many licenses will come up for renewals. For the license renewal, in the next 5 years, so many licenses will come up for renewals. That age group. And each of those can be having an intervention suited to that age group or that profile of person.
Thank you very much.
Taking cue from what he said.
Thank you very
Finding
much.
a good policeman.
Your name, please. Your good name.
I'm Satish, Joint Director, Highways
Your
Department.
name, please. Your good name.
I'm finding a Joint Director, Highways Department.
Your question is directed to whom? Your question is directed to whom?
Is regarding all the experts of road safety. All the
Fifth
experts of
speaker.
road safety. Technology in a larger manner. To a greater extent. Deploy technology in a larger manner. To a greater extent. Because the paucity of human resources is again a major issue. Because the paucity of human resources is again a major issue. Plaguing all there are all stakeholders involved. Maybe education, health, police, there are all stakeholders involved. Engineering, education, road building authority, motor vehicles, engineering, road building authority, automobile. Yet one particular organization which stands out is the automobile. Safety features in low-end cars or low-end vehicles. Think about high-speed vehicles in low-end cars. Conditions of roads are well known. High-speed situation of the driver behavior of the conditions of roads are well known. Situation of the driver behavior manufacturing vehicles which are of high-end manufacturing vehicles to take them along. It's a central subject, of course. How to take them along? How to take them along? It's a central subject, of course.
Yeah, thank you. So your first question, it should be implemented at a large scale. So your first question, it should be and a lot of work is being done on this, and that's why very well paucity of fund. And a lot of work is being done on this, and that's why I said the paucity of highway, the per kilometer cost. If you want to put a ITMS system, starts from on a highway, minimum 10 lakh rupees and goes up to 18 lakh rupees per kilometer. Minimum 10 lakh rupees and goes up to 18 lakh rupees per kilometer. So much money. So here comes the PPP model which I suggested. Spend so much money. Few states has done. Kerala comes the PPP model which I suggested. Put the AI based camera. Kerala which is in a PPP model by they put the AI based camera and the revenue in a PPP model goes to them towards their capex. And the revenue of the fee in just 6 months time they reduce the accident by 45%. In just 6 months time they reduce the accident by 45%. And other states are also trying to implement similar and very soon you will find and other places. So these things are happening. Second question was the rating of the package. So NCAP already very recently rating has announced NCAP, which is the rating of vehicle based on the safety standards. So when you buy a vehicle, rating of vehicle based on the safety mileage, its cost, so when you buy a vehicle, as well as you can look at safety mileage, its cost, its spacing, as well as North is very proactive. And as the chairman sir just said that North is very proactive. Has already issued an advisory last year. Sir just said that safe driving score has already issued an advisory for the commercial safe driving score should be fleet operators advisory for the commercial drivers use some kind of app and their score ensure that their driver and the use some kind of app and their score are they should be given award in some public best scorer should be awarded. They should be given award in some public functions to encourage the good driving.
Thank you. Time is already up, and next time is already up, and next therefore I will request my co-chairman to sum up quickly. I will request my co-chairman to sum up quickly the proceedings.
Thank you, Chairman. We had a very interesting session on we had an international organizations and multilateral agencies on international organizations and multilateral agencies. 5 eminent speakers by 5 eminent international speakers representing we had our international presentation by we had our Babesh Jain from TRL by on Dr. Babesh Jain from Digital Road Asset Management Solutions and learning from roads implementation road asset management solutions and learning from and implementation for Kerala PWD. In fact, he was comparing the two situations. In fact, India, he was comparing especially from the two my place Kerala, one in India, and especially from one international Kerala, UK experience also. The one international UK experience also about TRL. Started with and presentation on road asset management about TRL. 3 and important road asset management like three the payment important components driven like the management road payment asset driven road asset the management and the road system asset it was road asset as management and the need of it was the data presented and the need of how frequently we should take the data we should how frequently we should use the data, analyze the data, update the data, and how we use the data, analyze the data, management the data, and how we should do that explaining for management, and how it can be connected with the GIS-based data, and how it can be connected with the GIS-based kilometer of and his experience based with the 31,000 kilometer of data, and how that SDM4 was integrated data, and how that beyond that one, let's know how that mobile app for citizens. Beyond that one, as well as how that mobile app so for the user as well as for PWD engineers, both the so like the user as well as sectors were engineers both the like shown sectors were the consider the 7,250 kilometers of the NH the 7,250 kilometers of cost analysis and experience, other with the life cycle cost analysis, that was a good presentation. Other details were also mentioned. How we can risk involved and mitigations. Of course, even though he was mentioned risk involved and mitigations. Goa. Even though he was mentioned about Mumbai, data from NH, various projects. He has taken data from 16 various projects, and the mitigations analyzed from 16 projects. Around another 19, I think he was 22 projects. So the another 19 consolidated 22 projects. So the experience were consolidated, the EPC or the PPP models were what are the risk involved, what is the role of the public, what are the risk involved, what is the role of the public, the private, the government organizations, how we can what is the role of the risk, the private mitigate and how we can share the risk, how we can mitigate and how effectively this can be used. And how effectively the claims as well as the disputes and the suggestions were also given for the claims as by the President Dr. And the suggestions were also given by the President Dr. M.V. Kinney Law Firm. That was a good presentation and Kinney Law Firm. We can use that. That was a good presentation and probably it can be we can use that one for our expressways and national highway projects. The third project, third presentation was on World Bank engagement on road safety. Third presentation was on World Bank engagement on road safety, represented by Sri Dibben Bose, World Bank representative. World Bank. He was started his presentation with the. He was in started his presentation with number and growth infrastructure development and how the fatalities are and the infrastructure development and how the fatalities are increase happening according to him, and more than 10 the national safety policy and vision and 2030 the national safety motor vehicle legislation was 2030 mentioned the motor vehicle legislation was data management systems. The importance then of mentioned about data management regional collaborations. Then he mentioned about the knowledge regional collaboration. Mentioned about the state level and then the city level. He mentioned about the state level. I have personal and then the city level. Like experience with the state level. I have personal like experience with the state level. We have the multi-sectoral road safety corridor approach. Multi-sectoral road as he mentioned, corridor approach. Mentioning that one at different as he mentioned states. Of course, he was mentioning that one at different states. One or two examples are there in each states. One, but the issue is projects are there in each as he mentioned. But the demonstration project is there, but that concept is not transferred. The demonstration project is there, but that concept is not can be a model to another model. And we found that that can be a model, and that model, and we found that that is a successful model, and because of that one, how we can extend that one to other roads decreased. Should and because of that one, how we can extend that one to city level. He was mentioning about the 200 kilometer length. City level, he was mentioning about then he was 200 kilometer length Bombay. Some good examples. Then he was level and even in the Chennai some good examples at the city level were given. Even at the Chennai, so the integrated road safety, the examples were given. So the integrated road safety and safe corridor projects resources, and all those things were and safe mentioned by projects resources, and all those things were mentioned by fourth project, fourth presentation by Masaru, fourth presentation by, that is on the project Masaru for capacity from development for maintenance of resilient mountainous highway, development for maintenance of resilient mountainous highway. Explaining it was a good about presentation, 3-year project in which the role of about highway 3-year project in which the role of NHA, the highway DCL, the mainstream MRTH and NHA, the 4 NHIDCL outputs of that project and time-bound manner, the 4 and how outputs of that project in a time-bound manner, the mountainous how the projects, the projects, the mountainous area where the projects located in the highway issues area there, the resilient, and he was mentioning about the issues are the highway issues are there, and he was mentioning about the output to capacity to identify potential hazardous areas inspection of capacity of slope, highway, general information of mountainous mentioned. Capacity of emergency information sheets was also mentioned, and finally the operation and maintenance of the terminal in and finally the operation and maintenance of the terminal in maintenance. Then that is he was very clear about what will be the outcome of that one, and probably that very clear about what will be the outcome of that one, or any project. So what will be the vision of our any the end of the project. What will be the outcomes and the deliverables of the project are clearly mentioned. Outcomes and the final presentation was are clearly mentioned. And the final presentation was International Road Federation. That was on Vice President Next Generation Road Safety. That was solutions. Of course, next generation road safety was also there. Solutions. Of course, lot of discussions was also there from safety solutions. That was regarding the I also personally solutions. That was the good presentation. I also involvement of IRF in road safety sector in India. Involvement of IRF in road safety sector in school level school zone safety program which ARF is doing. School level school zone safety program which ARF is doing. He was mentioning one and in his presentation. Since that, he was mentioning 82% of the strong point in the since that 82% of accidents are happening due to the human errors and which can be avoidable. Probably due to the human errors and which can be avoidable. Probably interventions were also there. How we can monitor the floor interventions were also there. How we can monitor. He was mentioning about the concept of uses and how he was mentioning about the concept of probably through safe AI driving score, probably technology probably that we can AI and bring that one to that technology scoring and that we can how we can give bring that one to that drivers scoring and with the how we can give incentives to or good again another proposal from the floor was the or like how to when they are going for renewal of the was the like how to when they are going for renewal license. There should be a mechanism that lesson about how to driving license to check lesson. There should be a mechanism that lesson about how driving behavior of the check lesson of the driver or the driving behavior of the probably you mentioned beautifully about the bottom holder approach as well as you mentioned beautifully about the automated technology top-based enforcement automated safety technology. They are doing a good work on the doing an audit safety program. They are doing a good work on the categorizing that one into very near different school zone and risk levels. Categorizing that one into a good presentation. And all the 5 presentations were very good presentation. And it can be all the 5 like very useful for Indian situations or even can be other like very useful for Indian situations or even good intervention from the countries also like the audience was good intervention from the good session. Thank you all the presenters. It was a thank you the audience. Thank you all the thanks to chairman audience giving my special thanks to chairman for giving an opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, co-chairman, for nice summing up all the presentation briefly. Nice summing up all the presentation. All the speakers also. And thanks all the speakers also input for the benefit of valuable suggestions and input for country as well as this country as well. And I think time is already running short. And with these words, I would conclude this session. And with these words, I would conclude this session. Management. And management. I will hand over to this management. Is there any something to? Is there any something to?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Momento to speakers.
Yes, sir. Now I request to chairman of session to present a moment to presentators. Now I request to chairman of session to present a moment to presentators. Dr. Bhaven Jais. Dr. M.N. Dicarte. Dr. M.N. Dicarte. And Sri Dipen Bose. And Sri Dipen Bose. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Next one is Miss Masaru Miyake. Next one is Miss Masaru and last one Sri Akhilesh Srivastav. And last one Sri Akhilesh Srivastav. Now I request to Sri R.K. Pandey, sir, retired member technical NHI, to present a moment to chairman retired member co-chairman of the session. To present a moment to chairman and co-chairman of the session.